From super sports cars to EVs, Melvin Goh's journey seems to have gone in a completely different direction. Or has it? We speak to the man himself to find out all about his newest venture, Scorpio Electric. So, when did this idea of Scorpio Electric come about? How did it start?
It all started, the company started 3.5 years ago.
Okay.
About 4 or 5 years ago, there's always a lot of buzz about electrification.
Okay.
And I thought, that's interesting, I was in Indonesia. I see the amount of motorcycles on the street. The streets is so dirty, the smoke in the air, so congested, And I said, imagine if it's electrification.
Okay.
Even if you're standing by the street, the exhaust smell, because motorcycle has a worse emission standard compared to the cars.
Right.
And Indonesia, they're probably Euro 1,
Zero.
2, Euro 0,
Yeah.
And that was kind of one of the reasons I say, hey, let's look at electrification, And I had the fortune of a friend who had some connection in China, brought me to China, and went to visit a couple of the big manufacturers,
Okay.
and start to understand, coming from the car industry, the bike seems very easy. Building a bike, steel frame,
Yeah. Okay.
2 wheels, 4 shock absorbers, 3 shock absorbers,
Yeah.
the seat and so on and so forth. And I said, well, there's no rocket science. Let's build our own brand.
Oh, okay.
And now it's 3.5 years later. Yes, we move on. We have got the bike. We've built the final prototype, or the final prototype will be ready soon. You have seen the prototype. But then I realized it's not as easy as what I
It's not as
first
easy as you
imagined.
thought it was, is it?
Especially if you're going to build an international standard bike. So our
Okay.
bikes are European homologated,
Okay,
and we are building a brand. So I need to build a premium bike.
Okay.
So the quality, and we need to build a smart bike. That means all the IoT, and then we have to try to understand battery technology. But I'm fortunate. We got a strong team now. After, I think it was about a year ago, we started to have more people.
Okay.
I've got a wonderful team who have the mechanical side, the commercial side, and we have a CTO who understand all the IoT, the batteries, and the electronics. And we are moving steadily, but surely.
So, when it comes to starting EV startups and companies like that, there are a lot of players who are going into cars, into four-wheelers. Why did you decide to focus on two-wheelers instead of four?
I saw the motorcycle and say, okay, especially even since 3-4 years ago, the two-wheelers are already in the market. I see the opportunity of building let's say, I won't call it a niche market, but a premium market. Because generally, most of the startup coming from China or even Southeast Asia, they're all going for the really low-end mass market.
Right.
So, and all my life, I've been representing all the premium brand or the luxury brand.
Sure.
And I understand brand building. And I said, listen, let's build a premium brand. And then I think we will do a better job. So that's how the bike and not the car.
So tell me about the bike. What makes it unique? What is going to be different about your EV bike from any other bike?
Okay, if you see the bike, it's very difficult for me just to describe. If you see the bike, I would say it's actually a scooter form.
Right.
And it's the modern one. You will notice even the handlebar. The handlebar or the handle grip is not a regular round grip. It's a bit of a shape like the complete handlebar. It's one design.
Okay.
Yes, I've got feedback to say this is not going to be comfortable and so on and so forth. I agree. But I think the people who's going to buy our bike, especially we are in the premium segment, they are not going to be using it for riding long distance or every day. Even if they're going to ride every day, it's probably a few kilometers to wherever they are going.
Okay.
So I think the look and the small discomfort, it's like, how do I describe? Try to drive a 30 years old Lamborghini.
Yeah.
And you understand what I'm saying.
Okay.
Even then, 30 years ago, driving the car is, 30 years ago, the technology is, the clutch is heavy, everything,
Right.
But people are still buying it.
Yeah.
The look and the wow factor, and so I'm applying that to our Scorpio Electric.
Okay. Does being headquartered in Singapore help your business?
When we first started, of course, we did a lot of homework, understanding we don't have the supporting industry here, but then we have a very powerful Singapore brand, and so we decided no. It's going to be a new brand. If you try to make this in China, or make this in, let's say, Indonesia or Southeast Asia countries, I decided, I think, in order to have the premiumness, I think make it in Singapore, or made in Singapore, owned by the Singaporean, I think will give us the edge in building the brand.
Okay. What would you say is the biggest challenge of being in Singapore?
Just imagine, try and find somebody in Singapore, an engineer, any engineer that already have experience of making a bike. We have zero here, literally zero.
Right.
So it took me some time. The team started to find the right people. Now we're attracting the right people. We have no facility here to do certain testing and so on. So the advantage of being a Singapore made, we see the advantage very clearly.
Yeah.
The disadvantage, we understand, but we are willing to, let's say, take the pain. I mean, and eventually, 3 years from today, if you ask me this question, I say no problem. We have our whole solid team of engineers who understand everything, because it give them some time to learn from the master.
Yeah.
And we will get there.
Yep.
And proud to have a Singapore brand.
Yeah. Okay. Are the Scorpio Electric bikes being developed specifically with the Singapore market in mind, or how has Singapore shaped your product?
You know, Singapore buyers are also very, what is the right word? They know what they're buying.
Okay.
So if I can make it successful in Singapore is a very small market.
Yeah.
So Singapore can be also our test bed. And from here, the whole world is our oyster.
Okay.
And Southeast Asia is our backyard. You know, it's just our neighbors. So we have 15 million motorcycles a year here.
Yeah.
So I think we are starting at the right place. We have a easy, I wouldn't use the word easy, but we have a neighbor here. Our backyard is our neighbor that we can start rolling out. And the rest of the world, the whole world is our oyster. So we intend to build an international brand.
Okay.
It's made in Singapore for the world.
Cool. Okay. I saw some photos in your conference room of you of the Prime Minister checking out your bike and looking at the company. How has the government helped you in this project?
That was 2019. The Prime Minister visited us. So they have been very supportive. I feel very encouraged by their support. Whenever we need, even to get engineers in, getting work permit to this is not the easiest.
Sure.
And they understand that it's not that I don't want to find a local engineer.
Yeah.
Things like this. So like I said, they have been very forthcoming and very helpful.
Knowing what you know now, what advice would you have given yourself 3 years ago when you had started this project?
This learning curve is very steep. If I would have, let's say, worked harder on the team in the beginning, would have been, it's 3.5 years is a long time. Would I have shortened the period? Yes, if I have made more effort to try and find the engineers from overseas first. Maybe I should have started slightly earlier.
Yeah.
But then again, the COVID has also expedited this whole electrification. The acceptance of electrification is now. 3.5 years ago, my question was always, do you believe the future is electric?
Yeah.
Today, my question is not about do you believe. I'm saying electrification is here now. If you want, hop onto the moving train, because by the time the train hit a certain speed, you're going to miss it completely already.
Right. When it comes to driving a car, let's say, you just have one license to drive any four-wheeler, basically. But when it comes to bikes, you've got different licenses. You've got 2A, 2B, and so on, Class 2 and all that. So which category is your Scorpio Electric sort of pegged to?
Our bikes are currently city bikes.
Okay.
Ride out on a Sunday to enjoy yourself, the freedom of on the wind against your face, or going to work, you know. But they are all city bikes.
Have you communicated yet with the LTA or got any indication about the things like power output and relation to which license this would be catered for?
Yes,
things
ours
like
is 2B.
Okay, it's
We are also
compatible with
working.
2B,
Yes,
like,
2B.
you're
Our
aiming
first
for
bike
that.
is going to be a 2B.
Okay.
Yeah, and we are working very closely with LTA.
Okay.
I mean,
So they've already told you what their requirements are.
yes,
Okay.
because it's 150cc equivalent.
Equivalent.
So yes. So we're building one that's equivalent to 150cc.
They set those
yes.
targets.
So there's a 2B. That's our first bike. And like I said, generally LTA and also very supportive. So we are working with them about the charging, what kind of charging standard. And like I said, we are building an international standard. So we are
Sure.
following the European homologation.
Okay.
So with that, we'll have no problem get it registered in Singapore.
Thanks, Melvin. This has been very interesting, and look forward to seeing the bikes. Okay.
In the coming months, as soon as
Yeah.
we have the final prototype, we invite you over.
Just let us know.
Thank you.
Thanks.